South Los Angeles, just past midnight. People are still out trick-or-treating and celebrating Halloween, but on 102nd Street and Vermont Avenue, all of that is about to shatter. At 12:40 a.m., gunfire rips through the night. 3 people are hit. No warning, no words exchanged. Just the echo of bullets fading into the distance. Moments later, a white Tesla speeds off into the darkness, and that's all anyone seems to know. But this wasn't random, not here, not tonight, because just an hour earlier, another shooting had already sent shockwaves through Los Angeles. It's Halloween night, a night meant for costumes, laughter, and mischief. But near Figueroa and 69th Street, the air turns heavy. 34-year-old Jabari Henley, better known as Baby Uiie, walks up to a parked car outside a smoke shop. No one knows exactly what was said next or if anything was said at all. Then, a burst of gunfire. Henley collapses on the sidewalk, shot multiple times. By the time police arrive, he's gone.
New details on a shooting we first brought you yesterday morning. A man killed in South LA on Halloween night is the son of a former rap executive and alleged former gang leader.
34-year-old Jabari Henley is the son of Eugene Henley, better known as Big U. Eugene Henley once managed Nipsey Hussle and is alleged to be the former leader of the Rollin 60s Crips gang. Police say Jabari was shot and killed near Figueroa and 69th Street after he walked up to a vehicle and someone inside opened fire before driving off. Police say his father's gang ties are a major part of the investigation.
Very well-known Crip got killed tonight. He has one son that plays for the Chargers and one son that does not, and I don't know which son it was that got killed. I think it's the son who doesn't play for the Chargers.
The nigga up right here.
Pop the nigga up on feud.
Damn.
Buddy slum. Gone, wherever that is. Gone. Was getting back in this.
Jabari wasn't just anyone. He was the son of Eugene Henley, known on the streets as Big U, a name that still carries weight across Los Angeles. Big U, a former rap executive and alleged ex-leader of the Rollin 60s neighborhood Crips, a man who once managed Nipsey Hussle, a man whose past and power still echo in the underworld. So when word spreads that Big U's son has been murdered, the entire city feels the tension shift. Less than 60 minutes after Baby Uiie is gunned down, another shooting breaks out, this time in Westmont. 3 people hit, same night, same city, but this time on Hoover turf.
Several people hurt after a shooting in Westmont. Bullets went flying at around 12:45 this morning. 3 people taken to the hospital, and we're working to find out how they're doing this morning. The LA Sheriff's Department says a white Tesla was seen driving away from the scene. Stay with Today in LA Weekend as we learn more.
The location, 102nd and Vermont, isn't just another intersection. It's deep inside 107 Hoover territory, home to one of Los Angeles' most notorious street gangs. Coincidence? Not likely. Investigators start connecting the dots, the timing, the location, the whispers on the street. Someone wanted payback, fast, and the 3 victims found bleeding on the pavement might not have been random targets. To understand the violence, you have to understand the 107 Hoovers, a gang born on Hoover Street back in the 1970s. What started as a local Crip set grew into a sprawling criminal network, stretching from Los Angeles to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and beyond.
Well, Tulsa police and the FBI just held that press conference about 20 to 25 minutes ago. They announced indictments, several indictments against 8 members of the Hoover Crips gang. They say they conspired with one another to commit robberies at banks, pharmacies, and federal credit unions here in the Tulsa area. These robberies took place in between the years 2009 and 2011, including the largest bank robbery in Tulsa history. In all or most of the cases, authorities say the 8 men brandished firearms, so they're also being charged for that. Now, if they are convicted, each defendant could spend up to 20 years in prison on each count. As far as the firearm charges, they're facing 7 years to 20 years in prison on each of those counts. Of course, we'll have much more on later editions of 2 News.
They've built a reputation for ruthless efficiency, drug trafficking, robberies, homicides, a gang feared not just by rivals, but even within their own ranks.
11 alleged gang members are in federal custody in what law enforcement is calling a major takedown of a vicious sex trafficking ring.
Investigators say the suspects used social media and music videos to recruit young women and children, targeting runaways and kids in foster care. KTLA's Lindsay Pena live in Westwood with more on the story. Lindsay.
Yeah, Sharon, Micah, 5 of those defendants were already in court this afternoon, pleading not guilty to the charges against them. Earlier, when we spoke to the U.S. attorney here at the federal building in Westwood, he said when they served the arrest warrants this morning, they discovered 4 sex trafficking victims, one of them a minor. These are photos of some of the 11 alleged members or associates of the South Los Angeles-based Hoover Street gang who are now in federal custody on a long list of charges that include racketeering, sex trafficking, drug and firearms-related crimes, and money laundering. Sky 5 was overhead as arrests were being made at a motel early Wednesday morning.
They were branding these young women, they were raping them, they were abusing them, they were drugging them, just horrific acts.
U.S. Attorney Bill Uiie saying many times the gang recruited victims through social media.
This Hoover gang, they portray a lifestyle of wealth, of power, of violence, and they use that to actually lure women into that lifestyle. They think it's going to be glamorous.
A 31-count indictment details the years-long case against the defendants who allegedly operated in the Figueroa corridor, known as a human trafficking hotbed.
The lead defendant is a woman. She goes by Lady Duck, and she was out there recruiting these young women, children as young as 14 years old, into sex trafficking and really selling other humans. It's the worst kind of crime out there.
According to the indictment, at one point, a 14-year-old girl was trafficked for at least 3 days in a row at a South LA motel. The U.S. attorney says the case against the gang members is a strong one, with many criminal acts being documented on various social media accounts.
A lot of these girls came from the foster system. They're preying on people who are vulnerable, who don't have maybe families, who are runaways, and so we try to get them services and try to help them.
The U.S. Attorney's Office says trial is scheduled for October 7th for some of these defendants, and while most of them are in custody, one is still outstanding, a man named Brian Israel. If all of these defendants are convicted on the charges against them, they face 15 years in prison, and some of them could be facing life sentences.
And one of their oldest enemies, the Rollin 60 neighborhood Crips, the same set Big Uiie once led. For decades, these 2 names have been etched into the city's violent history, 60s and Hoovers. Their feud has left a trail of bodies, from the alleys of South Central to the prisons of California. So when Big Uie's son was shot dead on Hoover soil, many believed the response wouldn't take days or weeks. It would come immediately. On the streets, messages aren't sent through words, they're sent through violence. The shooting on 102nd Street wasn't just retaliation, it was a statement, a declaration that no one touches a Henley without consequences. But the problem with revenge is that it never really ends. One act sparks another, each more violent than the last. And in neighborhoods like Westmont, revenge doesn't stay contained. Detectives say the victims from the Westmont shooting are believed to be 107 Hoovers. But beyond that, no arrests, no suspects, no justice, just silence, and the city holding its breath, waiting for what comes next. By sunrise, crime scene tape flutters in the cold morning breeze. Blood stains the concrete, a silent record of what happened hours earlier. Police have little to go on. A white Tesla, 3 victims, one connection no one wants to say out loud. Was it coincidence or was it revenge for Baby Uiie? In Los Angeles, truth doesn't come easy. Rumors spread faster than facts, and silence can be louder than gunfire. But one thing is certain, when a name like Big U is tied to tragedy, the streets remember, and the cycle begins again. Because in South Los Angeles, revenge isn't a story, it's a ritual. Alright y'all, there y'all have it, man. That's the crazy story of the 1 hour get back of Baby Uiie, Big U's son. Hey man, get in that comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Drillers and trappers, we outside trapping and drilling 247. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video. Gang!